All right, beloveds, I'm going to quickly go through our goddesses. Dhumavati. Dhumavati is the widow. She's a goddess standing in front of Shiva as everything he fears. She's dying, she's death, she's illness. She is, she also mirrors aspects of the feminine that there's little space for, even in our spiritual kind of woman's empowerment field. We without being aware of it, we are again pushing away aspects of goddess, of ourselves, and we are reinforcing this split, even in names of goddess path. Yeah, when we idolize kind of the a certain expression of goddess that should be so empowered and so juicy. And Dhumavati, she comes right in front of us, and she's sagging, and she is bitter, and she's dried up, full of regret. She's stagnated energy. She is alone, loneliness. From the cultural setting, that this image of this energy, remember, this is an image of an energy that is all over the world, all over the cosmos. An energy that we, not consciously, but like culturally has just exiled to the outer world, like outside of our, what we call acceptable. But like we have learned, it doesn't go away. And there are pieces of ourselves, there are pieces of the world that just hangs out alone in the cold. And when we tumble and fall into those energies, even in our sister circle, we may feel that we have failed. And that's such a beautiful aspect, I feel, of the goddess container, is that, we are faced with all the ways we are pushing these parts away, and we have support to actually sit with them and integrate also them into who we are. The magic is that when we do, we align ourselves with how Goddess is. Just think about it in the autumn, when everything is falling off the trees, the garden is dying, all the beautiful flowers are wilting and rotting, and the worms are coming, and the winds and the rain, and everything is just soggy, wet leaves. And then it comes in the compost and all the worms and the bacteria, and it starts to stink, and it's a rotting, and it is just, and then it starts to dry, and it's maybe, some are living in the desert, and it's just, it seems like nothing is happening. In the winter time, everything is just frozen and stagnant, and one can think that this is just nothing. But you see, when the springtime and summer surrenders to this dance, it's brutal, it's horrible, it's not pleasant. It's nothing we have to romanticize or made up as a metaphor. It's a brutal process, but they all surrender. All of life surrenders to it. Yeah, they surrender down into this dance, into the pain, into the loss. Yeah, this, like I have these dahlias out in the garden. It's like, in a few weeks, it's gonna be over. Now, all of nature surrenders to that, not because it's good or pleasant or nice or goddessy or, it's because it is. And all of nature knows that all of this is necessary for the spring to come. Because when the spring comes, they equally surrender to this unabashed beauty and exuberance and creativity. And here I am, world. I am a gift to the world. Yeah, there's no kind of, am I worthy? Or, oh. No. the surrender goes together, you see, because there's also like an exuberance of the spring and the beauty of the flowers and the scent. They can surrender, nature can surrender even deeper into that because of the humbling that has happened of accepting the fall and the winter. And because it is, each surrender brings all of us closer to Goddess, because this is how she moves. And Dhumavati is part of her. Here she is. She's a goddess standing before us, asking, where do you divide? Where do you push me away? And of course, many of us here live in the Western culture where it's so idolizing the youth phase of life. And we have very few, container framework, contextual framework for us to hold the sagging and the wrinkles and the aging. And we all are going through it. And I feel in my heart just such a tenderness of knowing all the women who are doing this work in front of their mirrors, either, judging themselves or loving ourselves, or doing the work of accepting and seeing this also as Goddess. It's a challenging work because you have to move through so much conditioning telling you that, nope, you're definitely, you're basically not worthy after a certain age. And it's up to you to, to claim that or not, to claim your worth or to look deeper. There's a lot of women doing that alone. Dhumavati gives a form and a voice. Dhumavati, she is pictured with a raven or a crow, a bird. So although she's stuck, she sits in a chariot without horses, so she can't move. Nevertheless, her spirit animal is the bird that flies. So it shows us a freedom and a potential within her consciousness, her Shakti. When Shiva tried to escape Kali, Dhumavati, the different goddesses, and he finally surrendered, he also saw that it's not true, one of them, that he's going to find the freedom. He could relate to any of these goddesses and come to the same union. So the way that we are going to practice with these goddesses, we're going to go, deeper into each one of them per week. But I also invite you to look at your life and see where is the door most open for you. It can be an attraction, like there's a kind of a sense, like Inanna, the goddess in Sumer, she was this beautiful, brilliant, empowered queen goddess, and then she started to hear the call from the dark. She started to hear the call from below. And she went through that whole dismantling, disintegration process. That is the dark goddess. And maybe you can feel Dhumavati very present in your life, or maybe you just feel an intuition that, that's going to bring me to freedom. Oh, if I just dare to stop, to look at all the ways I resist and judge her, and to turn towards her.